What's going on, conquistadors? It is Scotty, the Chunky Spaniard, and welcome back to Round Like Me, a channel where we talk about a lot of well-rounded things. And today, Thursdays, are usually kind of like a grab bag. They're kind of hit and miss. Every once in a while it's a yeah, no. Every once in a while it's an inspirational message. But today is one of those days where I went into this with a different plan. As I was thinking throughout the day of and really like ironing out what I wanted to talk about, I had a different idea of what I wanted to, the direction I wanted to head. And the events of the day, and actually the past few days to be honest, that mixed with the exhaustion of being up early. I mean, have you ever had those mornings where you wake up and you're like, okay, alarm is about to go off. And then you look at your clock and you realize, oh, it's 2:30. Today was one of those days and couldn't really go back to sleep after that very much. So was super tired all day. I'm sure that's a factor in what I'm going to be talking about. But I've been seeing this trend. So let me just jump right into it. I wanted to start a segment every once in a while on Thursdays called Dear Parents and Dear Students. Kind of being honest and real about things that I perceive and see as a parent, as a teacher, and as someone who's just out in the real world. So this may not always apply to school, but remember this. The things that we talk about here can also be applied to real life. It is not just within the classroom type stuff. Now, before I jump into this like full steam ahead, I wanted to throw this question out there. Is there something that you want me to address? Are there things that you want maybe answers to, advice on, things you had hoped or would like to see on this channel? Doing what's popular doesn't always, well, it doesn't appeal to me, one. But the other reason is it doesn't feel like that's why you were subscribed to this channel or why you even checked out this channel in the first place. I know I watch the numbers every once in a while and I see us lose a few subscribers and then other people subscribe. And I think the people that have stuck around this long and the people that continue to hang on and stick around like what we're doing on this channel or what I'm doing on this channel and my family's doing, because it is real. We're not trying to game the system, as Chris D'Elia has said on his podcast. I'm really just trying to be me and talk about things that are meaningful to me, and hopefully they're meaningful to you. So I guess the questions really are, is there anything that you want to see on this channel? Is there anything you'd like me to address? And is there anything you'd like a teacher's perspective or a parent's perspective or just my perspective on? Let me know in the comments. And maybe I'll get around to answering some of those things. May not answer everything, but I may answer a few of them, okay? And that is not me just trying to come up with ideas for videos. I have ideas for videos. I think that some YouTubers use that as an excuse. Hey, I need to put out a video, so I don't have an idea. Let's do a Q&A! No, I really am interested in to hear what you guys want. But today, I had to shift gears, and so it may seem a little discombobulated, a little fractured. My thinking may be a little like all over the place, just because I feel like I need to address this because it's what's on my heart, and it's where I am at the moment. So this is the very first Dear Students. Now, when I say Dear Students, I am talking about students in school today, and that's students like across the board, not every grade level and not every student I've ever known, but this is what I'm seeing in general. These are generalizations, and I will cite a few specific topics or ideas, things that have happened in my classroom, but more generally I'm talking about school as a whole. And for this first Dear Students, there are a couple things that you need to remember, and here's a couple old references. You may have heard the term, you get more flies with honey than with vinegar. Or, if you like the New Radicals from the 90s, this is like the second time I mentioned them in 2 or 3 weeks. They had a song title called You Get What You Give. And that really does apply to life. So this, again, this isn't just about the classroom, but this applies to life. If you're really striving for a good grade, you're striving to move up in your job, you need to like put that effort out there and put those positive vibes out there. What are you trying to achieve? Let me elaborate. The other day, had a student, we were in the middle of class, and was writing on the board, and this student is newer to my class. This is not a student I have known for the full, I don't even know what week we're in, but we're almost to the end of the first semester, and I haven't known this student the entire school year. I've only known this student maybe a month. This student, in the middle of class, in front of everyone, says, "Your forehead is too shiny." I ignored it at first until she continued to state these things, and I finally turned around and was like, was that directed at me? Were you talking to me? Who in their right mind would tell their teacher that they've only known for a month that their forehead is too shiny? I didn't ask. No one else had said anything. Who thinks to say that out loud? Right? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Because here's the thing with my classroom. I'm not gonna cross a certain line, but if you are going to say something, because there are a lot of teachers that are super soft these days. They're like, oh, that's not very nice. Go, I need to send you to the office. No. I'm not sending you to the office unless you attempt to stab me with a pencil. It happened years ago. I'm gonna deal with this in-house. This is a you and I issue. This is a classroom environment. This is a vibe killer right here. And my students that have known me for a long time know that look, where I'm like, excuse me? Was that directed at me? Are you serious right now? And she's like, yeah. Oh, it was game on. Game on. Point one. What is your goal? What are you trying to achieve by saying that in class? I have seen a lack of disrespect start to overflow in the classroom nonstop, all the time. It is happening more and more. I've been teaching for a while now, and I was talking to another teacher today, and I'm like, is it just because I'm getting older? and now the old man syndrome is coming out? And they were like, no, I'm feeling the exact same thing. So help me out here, because dear students, think before you speak. I'm wondering if social media is giving too many people a platform where every opinion that they think, or every thought that they think and they put out there, is deemed, or they deem as important. You may not even get a ton of likes or a ton of retweets or comments. But is it really that valuable? And is it really that important to the math conversation? I'm a math teacher. What does that have to do with anything? We're talking about proportionality right now, constant of proportionality, and determining whether a graph is proportional. None of that includes Shiny, which is a good song on Moana. But this has nothing to do with that. You just wanted to throw that out there because you thought it'd be funny, and you get a bunch of comments from your friends. Instead, you get put on blast by this guy who is not gonna play your game. I'm not gonna send you to the office. I'm not gonna be like, oh, that wasn't nice. Oh, you gonna throw something out? You better be ready to catch something coming right back. A big old fireball. Wow, that's right, okay? I'm not gonna put up with it, and I'm not gonna outsource the behavior. I'm gonna deal with the behavior in class. But is social media, tell me, what do you think? Is social media giving too many idiots megaphones for their stupid thoughts and sometimes the most ridiculous, stupid things they can think? Because I see it all the time. It's why I always try and treat people the best that I can, because that is a reflection upon you. It's you know, whether it's karma or just positive energy, using the force, okay? I don't know. But kids today, students today, dear students, Don't be Jake Paul. That's really what this comes down to. I feel like the people that are the most glorified online are the people that are the most ridiculous and feel like they can do whatever they want without consequence. And these are the people that kids are looking up to. These are the ones that kids are trying to emulate. And you're doing nothing but being a disrespectful a-hole. That's what it really comes down to. I don't get it. What is popular right now is being obnoxious. It is. It's being obnoxious and dumb. Jake Paulers, what a great name for your fan base. Oh, how long did it take you to think of that? You threw an ERS at the end of your last name. Saddam. Right? And I don't care if it's... Because I've also had a conversation with a kid in the past week where their goal is to get Gucci and stuff that says Supreme. The most basic brand ever, Supreme. Now, genius marketing, because you're selling to a bunch of kids. Okay, sidebar, tangent. The people that wear Thrasher, if you are a student that wears Thrasher and you've never stepped foot on a skateboard, go burn it. Get rid of it. You don't deserve it. Because Thrasher used to mean something. Okay? To kids who used to skate. Now, you just wear it because it's trendy. People wearing Thrasher never step foot on a skateboard. Don't even know the mechanics of riding a skateboard. And you're wearing Thrasher? Knock it off! Dear students, stop wearing Thrasher clothes if you've never skated. Rah! Seriously! Oh, but back to behavior. I wonder if every generation feels this way. That the kids that are coming up are more disrespectful, whatever. But I feel like where it may have just been a little bit, you just see it a little bit, we're in an avalanche. We're in a landslide of obnoxious, pretentious behavior where everyone feels that everything that they say is super important. So along with this whole generational thing, and maybe it's me just being old, is the lack of respect and care of things also a symptom of parenting? I wonder that as well. I even wonder that with myself as a parent. And I always try and reflect on that. I don't think people reflect enough on what they're doing. Some people are so wrapped up in themselves, parents included, that they lose sight of what they are doing or not doing for their children. And I wonder if that's part of it. Because I will call a kid out for something and there's no remorse anymore. There is zero remorse for a kid really, really messing up. And I've had a lot of kids really, really mess up this year. Not within the classroom, but students of mine throughout the day that have messed up outside of class. And they have zero remorse for it. They're filled with negativity all around, and so they become callous. And so that even when they get in trouble, like big trouble, they kind of just shrug it off. I've had more kids laugh. And not the nervous laugh, because I know the nervous laugh. I've been teaching a long time. I know the nervous laugh when it's the and they're laughing it off because they're trying to save face in front of their friends. And they're too embarrassed to say sorry. But this is not the nervous laugh. This is the I don't give a crap, haha. My friends think I'm, such a bad A that I just got called out by the teacher. What are you investing in? What are you putting your time into? I told you I was all over the place. Because your lack of focus, your lack of respect, your lack of common sense when it comes to interacting with people is hindering everything. It could hinder a job in the future. It could hinder your education. So dear student, what is your end goal? What are you really trying to do? Because the likelihood of myself or a lot of them making it as a YouTuber or as a professional athlete are very, very slim. Very, very, very slim. And I understand that. I don't think that they understand it. And you need to learn to acclimate, to adjust, to blend, to, step up if you feel that there's something wrong going on. There's nothing wrong with stepping up and saying something and being vocal if you feel that something wrong is really going on. But when you're throwing out random comments all day long, rude comments, condescending comments, and there's no goal in mind for that, what's the point? What's the purpose? I don't know if any of this has made sense, but I feel like there is a true lack of caring, responsibility, and understanding of what they're really doing in this world with our teens and our kids that are coming up. I see it more and more, and I feel like a lot of kids don't understand their place. Right now, student, your job or your place is being a student. To try and learn, and yeah, math isn't the most exciting subject, but to try and do your best to learn what we're talking about and give some effort. If we're talking about a career, your job is to do your best at that job. Whether that is slapping a burger together, bagging some groceries, whatever it might be, do it well. Because you never know what good things can come of it if someone sees you doing a good job. If someone observes you being kind to someone else. But if someone observes you talking smack, talking trash, making rude comments, they're never gonna wanna be around that. In the real world, that doesn't work. In the real world, you tell your boss his forehead is too shiny, you're fired. You don't get to work on time, kind of like your homework on time, you're fired after several. And some of my kids, some of my students would have been fired a long time ago with as many missing assignments as they have. I tried to tell them the other day about college. Colleges don't care if you show up after the first week. They've already got your money. You don't show up, that's fine. They got your money, they're done with you. You fail. They don't see the big picture. Big picture, to summarize all of this, dear students, don't be obnoxious and have a little more common sense. Don't be Jake Paul. I don't think Jake Paul is set out to be a role model. Jake Paul is set out to make money for Jake Paul, to build his brand and to get as big as he can and make as much money as he can. And kids don't see that. Kids see someone who got famous real fast, who's making a lot of money and shows it a lot, and they want that same thing. That is not reality and that is not real life. And I don't feel like they understand the concept of really what life is really gonna be. And we don't when we're super young, but when someone is trying to guide you along, you need to maybe listen to some of their advice. This dude right here has been through a lot. This face, these bags under these eyes, I'm not exhausted just because I woke up early. I'm exhausted because I busted my butt today. And I feel like I got nothing accomplished. I busted my butt because I want to make a difference. The whole reason I got into teaching was because of the kids and to make learning interesting and education interesting. To try and inspire some kids to continue on with their education and not give up. That's the whole reason I did all of this. And I feel now with the climate that we're in, as far as behavior and attitude and everything else, that is slipping away. And this right here gets more and more tired and discouraged every single day. I'm tired. And I just wish kids would show a little bit more respect and a little bit more drive, rather than hoping for that home run of, I'm gonna make it big on YouTube or Instagram or whatever. Because it takes hard work to do everything. Anything that you really, really want is worth the hard work. And if you want to maintain longevity in a career, it takes a lot of hard work. There's no surefire way to make it big real fast. So dear students, dear people, put forth some more effort. If you have a goal, if you have a real goal in mind, work towards it. Work hard towards it. If you don't know what that end goal is yet, be kind to people, because you never know, you never ever know who might be in that interview room, who might be watching and observing from the outside. Let me know what you think. This one was really all over the place. But dear students, please put forth some effort and think before you speak. Have a little bit more respect. Even if you're not held to a standard elsewhere, you need to be held to a standard in here, and I'm going to hold you to it. And you need someone, if you're not in my classroom and you're in the workplace or somewhere else, you need someone to hold you to a standard. And if someone isn't, you need to hold yourself to a standard. This got super heavy, super fast, but I'm also super tired and super drained mentally and emotionally from everything that's been going on. Make sure you come back Sunday for a Storytime Sunday. It's going to be way more uplifting than this. Oh. But remember, conquistadors, to be a better person tomorrow than you were today, because there is always room for improvement. And I say that for a very good reason. Because we're not perfect, but we can work on being better each and every single day. Take care, and I'll see you Sunday for a Storytime Sunday. Bye.